Hi, folks. My name's Davin Hoyt. I am, let's see, I've got a YouTube. You're at it. Davin Hoyt on YouTube. DavinHoyt.com is my email or my web address. And Eco Builder is a name that I go by on Twitter within cryptocurrency stuff. And I'm Davin Hoyt on the forums at Permies.com. Permies.com/Davin, Davin. That's where you can find all of my drawings. There are links below in the description. And today I'm going to be talking about some drawings that I made in order for you to understand how to construct a wood-fired oven. So a wood oven with a rocket rocket below it, an efficient wood-burning rocket below a barrel with a barrel outside and a barrel inside. The interior barrel does not have exhaust going to it. The outside barrel contains the exhaust and circulates it around and then out the tube. So why am I showing you with my hands? Because I'm silly. So welcome today. Thank you so much for being here with me. And let's get into it. So this is my YouTube address that you know about. This is how you found me somehow. And most of these things have to do with Paul Wheaton's property. Wheaton Labs is what he calls it. It's up in Montana, outside of Missoula. And some of these earlier videos are me there in 2015, and then some of these others are 2017, and then on into 19, 20, 21, 22. I've been going there more regularly. And then I've also been playing around, like different things that I could model, like wicking beds here, different things that I could model non-3D and instead with clay. So he calls these wafatis, by the way, in-ground houses. And what we're going to be discussing are these wood fire ovens. And if you would please, you see that I've got 162 views of this one in Spanish, and I've got 17,000 views of this one in English. If you would please share these videos with other people. I feel like I'm getting some sort of a shadow ban from YouTube. My information could change people's lives, and that's why I do the work that I do. God has blessed me. I go and I do a lot of things, and eventually stuff comes back to me in mass. And I love life, and I wish you the best, and I'm so glad that you're here with me. So let me go over these things real fast. I'll probably spend about 30 minutes. I'm not really sure. So youtube.com/C, that means channels, /Davin Hoyt. And then I'm looking at my list of videos. Okay, so this is a video that I did from Paul Wheaton's property where I was just mashing little clips together, and I happened to get a hold of this thing in use. So these two guys are there for a class and to make friendship amongst the community. There's some baked goods that have been taken out, and this is the rocket below. And so that rocket has high heat fired brick, and then it's got a metal casing on the outside to keep its form. So you don't need mortar in between these things whenever the metal casing keeps it together. And then it's got this outer metal framing that holds everything in its place, like the two barrels oven with the chimney holding everything in place, and then a little platform off to the side. Some people will put a griddle together. And so maybe the rocket is below a griddle and then it goes into the oven. You can structure these things, play around with it. The base technology can be expanded on. Again, the drawings are at permies.com/DAVIN. We just wanted to make it really simple. So back behind them is the shop, and back behind this oven is what we call the berm shed. So on the top of this thing is soil. On the other side, that's soil. And so from the road, it looks like a hill. It's pretty interesting. I don't yet have any plans for you to download on the berm shed. I'll do that in the future.
Yeah, there's 3 more. 3 more so I get more bricks.
You can go to permies.com to learn about how you can get tickets. Let's go to the next one. So this is Erica Weisner, who is a fire science expert, talking about this same model either a year or 2 prior. Notice there's casters on the ground.
We did scavenge the racks from the old oven, but you could put those in.
It's a little bit different of a box down below, so it's a different J-tube. That's what we call this, a J-tube.
Fire is first hitting the steel floor of the oven. That thermal mass soaks up the heat and it kind of steadies your heat a little bit.
We call it a J-tube because it looks like a J, but also something to know about this is that the fire burns very efficiently and it burns sideways. Where it is that the horizontal J portion of the J is, that's where it burns sideways. So if you were to install a J-tube inside of your house in the form of a rocket mass heater, it would heat a mass inside your house, like a bench, and that heat would radiate off into the atmosphere inside your home, keep you warm. That would be an application indoors. And outdoors, you can use it for all sorts of things. I construct temporary ones outside my house all the time. It's fire science. So I don't know if she's going to do enough of a thorough job explaining. So let's go to the next one. So I can show you the 3D model. And I've cut this 3D model up into 2-dimensional drawings that you can download at permies.com/Davin. All of my drawings are listed there. See how I made it to where you can see through to the next layers? So there's a barrel inside of another barrel. So the interior barrel is what we call a white oven, and the exterior portion of the barrel we call a black oven. And so black means that it has exhaust going to it, and white means that it's sustained itself from it's sustained itself from getting any black in it. So let's just redo that one real fast. So you can see that there's an interior barrel and an exterior barrel. And then notice how this interior barrel it stops here. It's kind of shallow. And so the heat it goes inside of the exterior barrel, and it hits the bottom of the interior barrel, and then it wraps around it and then eventually it finds its way going up through the exit, exhaust exit. And then there's a cap on the back as well. And then this is filled in with cob. And then it's got a little bit of a lip. What would you call that? An eave on front and back, so that it sheds water better. And the same thing here at the bottom, excepting the J tube. And I have separate plans for the J tube. Let's go to the next one. So here's the J tube. And I told you it's a puzzle piece of dry bricks that are intense fire ready. And they need to be, because it's a very efficient wood burning. And then we've got a little handle welded to it. So there's two different sizes of bricks that go into this. And then a bit of a type of board that doesn't catch fire. So a composite board. And again, this does not reach your food. Instead, it heats the food. And you can use your wood-fired oven, your rocket oven, for
cooking is my.
Woo. You can use your rocket oven for regular food. So here is me showing you the puzzle pieces, putting it all together, stacking it like Legos. Not exactly like Legos. There's not interconnection on surfaces. Oopsie. So let's go to the next one, which I have 36,000, almost 37,000 views. Ooh, wow, I have 207 thumbs up. That's the most thumbs up I've ever had. All right, so we're able to look at a section cut of the wood-fired oven. And so this is the door here. And notice there's a little bit of insulative value in the door, so that you're not completely harming yourself when you're reaching for this handle later on, and that's a wood handle. Then the latch, it fits snug the way that it's constructed, so that when you shut it, when you latch it, then it just gets snug, and even more snug. It grips itself to the surface. I told you that this is cob in here. And then there's an interior barrel and an exterior barrel, right? And then this rising pipe for the exhaust, it's cut diagonally so that the exhaust can come from down below. It wraps around the white barrel, and then it comes down back to the bottom and gets removed. And there will be enough pushed into the system for there to have an exit route as well. So force it in and it'll flow out. And that's really the construction right there. That's why this video has so many views, because it's easy to understand. There's that transparency again. And the camera angle is meant to be chasing where the exhaust would go. So pretend we're lighting a fire right here, or we're sticking the wood in here, we're lighting the fire, it's burning sideways and then rising. The exhaust hits the bottom of the white barrel, wraps around it, wrapping around, going through the exhaust. Boom. All right. So let's go to the next one. Oh, this is me telling you that Paul Wheaton has acreage for rent out there on his property. And this guy right here is constructing a house from scratch. And he's probably the 8th person to do this sort of thing. So if you have any interest in cutting down your own timber there on the property, stripping it, turning it into items that you would, with your own portable sawmill, turning them into either do round wood framing or sawmill your stuff. But I don't know if 18 months rent is still $1,200, but it's worth checking out. The place is called Ant Village over there at Wheaton Labs. So you could go to Wheaton-labs.com, or you could go to permies.com. That's PERMIES.com. And the guy's name is Paul Wheaton. That's who you want to strike a deal with in order to be able to move on to this property and try your pioneering. And there in the background, see if I can replay this. Maybe I can't. There in the background, all of this land is forest, national forest land back behind there. So that's what you're backing up against. And the rest of the land looks like this, where it's heavily forested. Okay. Again, I'm Davin Hoyt behind this YouTube username. And what I'm able to do for you is offer you drawings to help you understand how solar dehydrators work and how these rocket ovens work, how wafatis work, and a few other things. So check me out at permies.com/Davin. That's PERMIES.com/DAVIN. It's scrolling down here at the bottom of the screen, and there's also a link down in the comments or in the description. So thank you very much, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye and be safe. Take care.